studios of Diamond 88.7 FM in Loring. This is the Diamond Breakfast Show.
On DBS this morning, a report attempts to arrest El Rufai coming after is invaded to the arrest. A lot of things was popping from that, and of course we have his lawyer also addressed that issue, claims that his international passport was snatched and seized unwillingly. We have a lot of things to discuss in that very particular aspect. Moving on to the ransom demand following the killing and the kidnapping in Kwara State, and of course that state of security matters also, we can't overlook that as to be a very germane and particular topics to look into. We have every people, citizens of Nigeria, talking in that very particular aspect into the warning from Oluwu Hamid security situation in the country. And of course, we're still going to go for the view raised by the GEJ advocating for leadership rules of under 50. What the former president had to say about that, good luck. The former president had to say about that, good luck, Jonathan. And these and many more is what we're going to talk about the show this very morning. Today, 13th of February 2026. Welcome to DBS. This is where we discuss in-depth analysis and elevate quality conversation in the event of the national and global importance that requires engaging narratives, aiming for clarity that will unsolve the societal challenge. Of course, the numbers to get that you can is 0913-655-6952. 0913-655-6913. All walks of life, let them come to the show and let's have their view, how they're going to open the discussions, and let's see the insight into it. And of course, today I have the privilege to bring on the show Barrister Abiodun Fagbemi. Barrister Abiodun with me on the show. Barrister, good morning, sir.
Good morning. The producer and our presenter, the presenter of this great program. And I want to say hello to all our listeners all over the world.
Thank you very much. It's my privilege to see you, formally on the show this morning. And I'm glad having you.
It's always my pleasure.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, we have a lot of things to do. Like we used to do it before we go for the advert placement in just 2 minutes' time. Let's have a little scratch from the surface, looking into the security state of this great nation, Nigeria. To your view, what do you really feel that it is really happening that might be, okay, this is what you can tell the presidency from the people, and from the people to see what the presidency has been doing, to curb this menace in the society. How would you salvage the information in the both stakeholders?
Well, thank you very much. We are all stakeholders in the affairs of this great nation. And we have no other country to call ours aside Nigeria. So the issue of security is not one-sided, as it were. It is something that has spread, its tentacles across board. Be that as it may, I want to say that Nigeria is not secured as a nation. And will only be scratching, the surface without necessarily looking at what is actually the real cause. Since this is just an holistic opinion of mine, I believe we are still going into the nitty-gritty of what we have to discuss on this morning. So it is not a tea party for anybody in this country. In fact, nobody is safe as it is now. And there is a concise need for everybody to be conscious of the security around him, because if we leave it for the government alone, we'll be deceiving ourselves. The government cannot be everywhere at every time. So we are also going to be the security officers in our own little corners, as it were. So when we get to that bridge,
we'll cross it
better.
All right, thank you very much, Barrister Beautiful Baby, for that. But of course, we need to put that to to be in our day-to-day observations every day. Don't forget the fasting, the Muslim fasting is knocking at the door, and definitely I don't want us to get swayed away with the what do you have, what is popping up, that is the Valentine's tomorrow. And don't forget, in the month of April as well, the Christian also will be having their home time for the Easter season. So all these seasons had to be the season where we really need to watch.
To our dear brothers and sisters in Islam, the much anticipated month of Ramadan is fast approaching. The month of reflection, forgiveness, tranquility, and abundant blessings. At Diamond 88.7 FM, Miloring, we have designed affordable packages to celebrate with you and make this Ramadan a memorable and rewarding one. You can sponsor our Ramadan Tafsir or support any of our programs with tangible items to be distributed during this holy month. We enjoin you to embrace peace, make more du'as, and give to the needy this Ramadan. For further inquiries, please call 091 2929 4332. May Almighty Allah accept it as an act of ibadah. Marhaban bika ya Ramadan.
Of course, the Diamond 887 FM right here, and it's DBS Diamond Breakfast Show with your main man, Precious Afolabi D. Please don't forget that this month of festivity, which will be coming in the aspect of Ramadan, and definitely we have a lot of package for you people to just join us on this show. We have special package for you, so just come, make your request, and just make some little things out of there, and we promise you value for your money. And we'll be going straight to what we have. It was 3 days ago that it been reported on Wednesday that El Rufai allegedly that he could be arrested by the federal government, claiming that recent development indicates he may be next target, as El Rufai on Wednesday had allegedly expressed his concerns during an interview with BBC Hausa over what it describes as the growing political intimidation against the opposition figures. And he said that 4 people who worked together in Kaduna have been arrested, and it's only a matter of time before they come for him. And this has been what was popping in the atmosphere then. And don't forget that we just had it recently yesterday that security agents attempted to arrest El Rufai at Abuja Airport. As we have this, that the security agents on Thursday allegedly attempted to arrest former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El Rufai upon his arrival at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, from Cairo, Egypt. As according to Adeleke, the operatives approached the former governor as he disembarked from his flight and sought to take him into custody. El Rufai declined their accompany by the agency. And of course, a lot of things were popping from that atmosphere. But a lot of people too in the street are saying a lot of things that it seems to be that what El Rufai is facing right now, some people in the world of politics are saying that they see that coming. And some are saying that if you are not for the present administration, definitely it means that you are against the present administration. So if you look at this situation right now, tying it with what El Rufai has earlier mentioned, how can we really see the other sides of the coins in this conversation this morning?
Thank you very much, Precious. And once again, I want to thank all our esteemed listeners all over the world for listening to this great radio station. Now, the phrase security officers, let us dissect it and let us narrow it down to say Probably the police officers.
Probably the police officers. Okay.
Because
probably.
we need to know the kind of security operatives out of 2020. And thirdly, the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015. Yes. Now, police can arrest with or without warrant.
With or without
warrant.
okay.
Police can effect an arrest. But with a caveat. There must be a reasonable suspicion of a crime being committed by that fellow or about to be committed by that fellow. Or when the police is witnessing the commission of an offense, it can effect the arrest. Again, in an attempt to prevent a crime, the police can also arrest with or without warrant. And if you're obstructing a police officer from carrying out his duties, he can also arrest or effect such an arrest. But prohibition had now been extended to what we call precarious arrest. That is, you are taking another man for an arrest over an offense purportedly committed by another person, probably a relative, a brother, a sister, or even parents, as it were. You see that, I think, in Police Act 2020. So, again, we need to be wary of the timing during which such a suspect is kept in prison or in custody without court bail. Such a fellow is not expected to spend more than 24 hours or at most 48 hours.
In custody?
In custody.
All right.
Now, I have laid the foundation of how the police officer can effect an arrest. And we have assumed, without necessarily conceding to the fact that the police officers were the one that allegedly attempted at effecting the arrest of El-Rufai. Now, this foundation has basically told us that it's not above an arrest. It's not above an arrest. Don't forget, this man had served as the governor of a state and enjoyed immunity. Immunity against criminal offenses for 8 years. So, if at this time he's being considered for an arrest, I don't think there is anything wrong with that. It's not above the law.
No big deal.
And it's not as if he is already convicted of an offense.
Okay.
So it's just probably a suspicion. However, we need to be wary of when this type of suspicion is restricted to supposed opposition members alone. Because any democracy without the thriving of the opposition is not a democracy. We can't call it a democracy. But however, we need again to be wary of whether this Gestapo type of arrest, if you remember the Nazis, the German operations in 30 through 40, 1930s through 40s, when that special police force was created by the Nazis, German, effecting the arrest of opposition who are being forced, to believing in the concept of rulership as it were then in the German Republic. So if that is what is happening now, we totally condemn it, we totally negate it, and we totally call it an uncalled for. Because ours is a growing democracy in which the voices of opposition should not be silenced. So if it is politically motivated, then that is wrong. But if it is for security purposes, I think there is nothing wrong in that attempted arrest. And let me tell you, if they had wanted to effect that arrest, nothing could have stopped it. But the idea of even saying they snatch his passport and so on and so forth, that one too needs to be investigated upon. And because we should not just be seen as animals in the zoo. We are Nigerians with our rights. we are Nigerians who should enjoy our freedom and liberty under the law. So in any case, he can still be invited. He can still be invited for interrogation.
For interrogation,
if there is a need for that.
If there is a need for
But
that.
the idea of just gripping people by the street under the guise of politically motivated arrest should stop.
I was actually
a police officer
right.
with or without warrant.
With or without warrant. All right, thank you. I was actually coming to that. Thanks for the perspective of law that you have opened aside to see. I was actually coming to the point of the